Now, some other things that can affect you in the market is what we call favorable market locations. Probably you started off a business, you didn't do your feasibility studies well, you thought a location was pretty good for the business, and now you discover that that location is not all you thought it was. It could actually affect your potential to make profit. You're not getting the right people there. Your business is located in a place where access to raw materials are difficult, or probably access to human capital is difficult to get people to work for you. The right people is difficult because of where your business is situated, or probably you don't have access to raw materials, as I said, or maybe distribution is going to be a problem where you're situated for you to distribute products to the market where it needs to be sold, where your customers are, is a challenge. These are the things you need to look at. These are things we call market risk that can actually affect the business. Some other things that can affect you that come under this market risk are things like interest rates. Okay, so what is your access to interest? And then what is the exchange rate? Exchange rate can affect you. If exchange rate is going up, it could cause inflation. If inflation goes up, it means you're going to spend more to purchase things that you were spending lesser to purchase. This could affect your cost. It could affect the price of your product, and it could affect how the product does in the market. So if the exchange rate, for instance, is going up, probably the exchange rate used to be 10%, and now it has gone up by 90% because of one or two things that happen, maybe the government policies or unfavorable government policies or things like that. And now exchange rate are jacked up, and you used to import your raw materials from outside the country. So now you have to pay more to bring them in. It becomes a problem. Or now you need to pay more to transport them. It becomes a problem. It will all go into the pricing of your product. And if it goes into the pricing of your product, if your product keeps going up, it keeps getting out of the reach of certain kinds of customers. Okay, so the higher the price of the product, the lesser the reach it has. Maybe and so you begin to affect the business negatively. So how do you deal with this? These are things you need to think about. These are things I'll be helping to explain later when I talk about how we can deal with this risk. But I'll be talking about market risk specially, and what we can do with our market and with our products, with our services when begin to talk about marketing and distribution strategy. So you need to stay with all the series of these videos that I will be sharing. The other thing I want to talk about is what I call economic risk. Okay, what do we mean by economic risk? These are things that happen due to macroeconomic forces. Okay, now we're talking about things like policy changes,